Fresh off the back of atomizing the Spencer Mansion, I've returned once again, and this time, I'm more handsome than ever. In our adventures through the RPD, we'll be playing as Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield, the sister of Chris Redfield from the first game. Resident Evil 2's Remake is an interesting game because I've never played the original, so this is my only reference point for it. For those of you who are dying to see me do the original instead of the remake, I'm gonna do a whole separate video just for you where I play through the original trilogy of 1, 2, and 3, just to make sure no one thinks I'm shirking my responsibilities to the challenge. Completing this game was far more frustrating than the first, due to some issues I'll highlight as we come to them. What I can say is I'm interested to see what the original brings to the table. As is standard at this point, getting all the achievements is going to require a few playthroughs, but I've tried to optimize it as best as I can to not waste any time. I'll be going into the most detail for the first playthrough, so on subsequent playthroughs, I can get right to the highlights. Our goal for the first run is 3 things: collect all documents, break all Mr. Raccoons, and unlock all safes. Without further ado, let's jump into the first playthrough. Resident Evil 2 not only has 2 playable characters, but it actually has 4 distinct campaigns: the A-sides and the B-sides. The B-sides only unlock once you've completed a run for the main characters, so we'll start with the king himself, Leon S. Kennedy. Surprisingly, all the difficulty options are available immediately, meaning I could theoretically do the hardcore playthrough on my very first run, but I'd probably go bald if I tried. We choose Standard and enter the survival horror once again. To start, this truck driver houses the burger that killed the SpongeBob health inspector, then introduces his bumper to this lady.
What am I gonna do?
That cutscene serves as a direct warning for my main complaint with this game. These zombies will not fucking die. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We are now the king himself, so take an incredibly long time to notice the empty police car directly in front of our Jeep.
No one's around.
Making Leon a shoo-in for world's greatest detective.
That's weird.
Luckily for us, nothing bad has ever happened in a gas station. Leon declares,
Something's not right.
as the ground is covered in blood, continuing to cement his dominance in this field. This cop seems to have the situation under control. 3 well-placed pistol shots do the trick, and we grab the key to escape. However, just as I said, the zombies in this game will never die. Get out of there, meeting our second protagonist.
Don't shoot! Get down!
As you escape, take note of this sign, and then drive for about 30 seconds before crossing the same exact sign. Almost become the main character of every isekai anime before getting Mission Impossible 3'd. You and Claire get separated in a way that you could probably easily solve, but that wouldn't be fun, would it? Make it to the station, watching a YouTube tutorial about the worst ways to deal with zombies, then take a look around the place. The police station has everything a fledgling cop could want. A lever door taped shut that we can't rip the tape off for some reason. A fountain with 3 mysterious divots no one's ever asked about. A lion statue with an obvious puzzle, and doors with card suits on them. Head towards the logical choice, the door with Keep Out written on it, and navigate the hallways, finding a guy trapped behind a shutter who sounds exactly like the Ice King.
Open up! Hurry!
It takes a brave man to navigate this police station, so it's a good thing this guy has guts. We get his notebook, which luckily has the answers to every puzzle we'll need to solve in this police station, then escape the area, meeting Marvin, who...
Yeah.
Could you maybe wash that hand first? Activate the drip, and Marvin explains the notebook to you after smudging his bloody fingers all over the pages. He tells us to leave him, making Marvin the only person in these games who actually realizes the stakes of what's going on. Unlike RE1, the knife here is breakable, meaning that just like the light bulb industry, planned obsolescence is in full effect in Raccoon City. Progress all the way to the West Office, solving 2 padlocks and getting an extended mag, which we immediately dump into Superman. Switch games to Call of Duty real quick. And enter our first safe room, developing this photo of this statue looking kinda tough. Find a portable safe, solving the asinine puzzle to unlock a tile for a keypad. Grab the spade key on the 3rd floor and get our first introduction to that. A note nearby lets us know that they're called lickers, and they're blind but have great hearing. These are taking the place of hunters from the first game, so I'm sure they won't have any negative effects on my well-being. Our line gets hit up,
I need you back here ASAP.
so head back for the... We're surrounded now, so put the F back into John F. Kennedy. Claire has arrived at the station, so leave her ass waiting as we scour the place. Grab the unicorn medallion and slot her in, then throw the tile into the spot in the safety deposit room. Blast our first of 15 Mr. Raccoon statues before grabbing the weapons locker keycard in the art room and unlocking the shotgun. Go Michelangelo mode, getting this red gem for some reason, and head out to meet Claire.
Claire. It's so nice to see you.
Say goodbye, because we will not see her again until the end of the game. Just as a little exercise, I'm going to put a counter on the screen from now until we get to where this valve handle goes, just to show you the amount of borderline unkillable zombies that stand between us and our next objective. Have the most nonchalant reaction to getting zombie attacked that I've ever heard.
What the hell?
Before this guy starts doing tricks on it. Grab the valve handle, then retrace our steps, and use the bolt cutters to grab the detonator and find a code for a locker upstairs. Open that locker, then valve it, and come face to face with the guy your girl told you not to worry about. Enter the STARS office, finding a PC that we can't access, shooting a Mr. Raccoon, and grabbing a battery for the detonator. We find a note detailing the combination of the safe in the West office, so let's head there now. Utilize the detonator, allowing us to grab the maiden medallion, the final one. Plug in the final medallion and say the stupidest thing Leon could have said.
So it goes underground.
Where else would it have gone? Head deeper in, meeting a guy who obviously has had way too much alone time. Now, normally at this point I would show you one of two things. The entire fight unedited, or the entire fight sped up to save time. Unfortunately, this fight takes me 30 minutes. I unload every bullet I have into this guy's weak spot, the ginormous eye on his shoulder, including all the bullets in the arena, my knife, and 2 grenades. Not good enough. Okay, you know what? Maybe that's on me for not bringing the shotgun. Ladies and gentlemen, that was 20 shotgun rounds, a knife, 2 grenades, and some pistol shots. What is going on? The chained up Crimson Head in RE1 took 3 shotgun rounds on normal. This is straight up redonkulous. I managed to do it successfully on my next try, but it takes 15 minutes of me shooting him 1 bullet at a time with my pistol fully scoped in, plus shotgun shells, plus the grenades, all to take him down. Insane first boss. Surface into a parking garage and reunite with an old friend.
Need a key card.
Meet the nice lady from the FBI and shoot another Mr. Raccoon statue in the firing range. Head towards the kennel and preemptively pop these puppies before pulling out all the rollers in the morgue. Grab the diamond key and return to the firing range, grabbing another roll of film, and then meeting up with this guy who will be absolutely crucial to the plot. Now, if this was a horror movie, the person who appears right after the mysterious death is always the one who is behind the murder, but I don't think Ada here has the forearms for smashing through brick walls. We need to find 2 mechanical pieces to get the keycard that guy had, so grab something very familiar to us, a crank handle, and open the door to Soulja Boy's lair. Grab the first mechanical piece we need, then find a new puzzle, then emerge back into the RPD. Interrupt this meeting to let these officers know that they're fired, then return to the main area and take care of Marvin.
Marvin! Oh no. Damn it! I'll stop this, Lieutenant. I promise.
Exit the West office and develop the roll of film to get a code to a new safe. Then find the last infernal device to fully open up the safety deposit room. Go Cranko mode, breaking another Mr. Raccoon, and stuff this humongous cog somewhere on your person. Climb down this ladder, which of course breaks because we have a 40-pound iron wheel down our pants. Flip the water main, giving these guys the business, grabbing the clover key on the way out. Head inside and past the helicopter. Shoot his little hat off his head to get an achievement. Then Go-Go Gadget run the fuck away. This is Mr. X, the next evolution of the Tyrant prototype we fought from the first game. We successfully hide from him for now, but he's getting his steps in around the RPD. Find a box in the basement, then head out to combine it with the jewel from the statue to get a USB drive for the Stars Lounge, and then enter the Pain Dimension. With the way forwards built, get across and enter the clock tower, finally dumping the cog we got earlier, and ring the bell to get the second mechanical piece we need to progress. Plug in the Stars badge, unlocking the Magnum, and finding a letter from Claire Redfield talking about being on vacation beneath some woman's umbrella. That's very normal, and definitely not a coded message. Either that, or he's on vacation with Rihanna. Return back to the underground and go full Air Blood. Get the key card, then try to escape.
That's not Give me a break.
Look, this isn't a game.
You're kidding me.
Nothing dies down here.
I agree. Finally truly escape the station before finding the ultimate lawsuit waiting to happen. Find a letter from Jill in the nearby gun shop and listen to Ada's explanation of the situation.
Heard of the Umbrella Corporation? They're a pharmaceutical company secretly making bioweapons. They have a virus. People into indestructible monsters.
That explains the horrible things I've seen.
Get a sneak peek of the hit Dark Souls boss Gaping Dragon before entering his arena.
Ugh. Wait there.
Leon! Get out of there!
Oh shit!
With him down, shoot another Mr. Raccoon and descend into the worst section of this game. Come face to face with
Ned Birkin.
who seems to be the only one who remembers you can burn the bodies. Hit Ada with the
Get down, Mr. President!
who patches you up, and we do the first perspective swap of the game. Talk to the parents from Charlie Brown, then whip out our cryptographic EMF visualizer, and hack our way forwards. Shoot a Mr. Raccoon here before experiencing a middle school boy's worst fear: getting cooked. Wake back up as the main man, who of course now has to solve a series of elaborate puzzles to do what another character did in 5 minutes. Pass by some dead militiamen, grabbing a videotape, and show this guy any page from a Ripley's Believe It or Not book. Slide down, coming face to face with the actual most awful, worst, horrible things in this series so far. Find another locker, seeing Ada taking a little nap in some garbage. Watch the videotape to see some mice eating the G-virus, likely causing the outbreak, and come to the big puzzle for this section: chess pieces. Not all of them are here though, so we'll have to venture deeper into the sewer to find the rest. Grab a T-bar here, and open a safe with the combination written on the side of it. Why even bother locking it? T that bar, and enter the horrible, awful, suck terrible zone. Do you like being stun-locked? How about being poisoned and unable to move or shoot? Have I got a nice piece of area for you? Solve the puzzle in here, leaving with a broken Mr. Raccoon, a flamethrower, the queen, and the king pieces. Now that we're free from there, it's as easy as... grab the rook from upstairs and unlock a door nearby, finding a flyer with the code for the locker we found earlier, and a way back up to the RPD. Find a roll of film here, which we can now take back up to develop, showing the location of 2 hidden items. Search around for where they might be, before finding one in the press room and another in the STARS office, earning us another achievement. The STARS badge also gets its final use, giving us an upgrade for the Magnum. Shove all those chess pieces in the proper order, and prepare to fight Egon Bigman, round 2 style.
Jesus Christ!
Now here's where I must admit to my own stupidity. There is an achievement to be earned here. I believed that in order to acquire the achievement, you had to beat this boss using only the crane to kill him. I tried this many times. Many more than I should have. Before realizing that the achievement doesn't say to only use the crane. It says to only use the crane once, meaning I just need to injure him enough with weapons to unlock the achievement. I actually beat him once, and the achievement didn't pop. I considered just moving on and trying to get it on a different playthrough, but that would harm the integrity of this run, and your belief in me, so I decided to go back in and do it again. For real this time.
Now I got you.
With that achievement earned, head back to the cable car and head into the lab section these games always have. Our wrist is severely lacking ice, so we have to upgrade our access band to get to the highest level. The first step to do that, get through the cafeteria. With level 2 acquired, head deeper in, finding another military guy, which for some reason doesn't have their weapon on them. Enter the next section, which has my second least favorite enemies in this game. These plants may not seem so bad. After all, I just killed them easily. But if they grab you and you don't have a defensive item, instant death. We gotta cook up a herbicide to kill plant 43, making this very reminiscent of V-Jolt from 1. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You have to actually burn them to a crisp or else they'll get back up. Find the code to unlock the trap door, which I memorize as Buckteeth, pause sign, double guns, Buckteeth. I will quiz you on that later. We find a trophy down here with the code to the drug lab on it before...
Son of a bitch.
Grab the signal modulator, then head back down to clear out the area. Take way too long to solve the cartridge puzzle, and get another line from Leon that really makes me question his academics.
Who left the freezer open?
Yeah man, this is the cryo lab. Cast Avada Kaplanta, grabbing the third upgrade for our wristband and returning to the cafeteria to fully upgrade our storage and shoot the final Mr. Raccoon of this run. Watch the tape of William Birkin, a scientist referenced in RE1, who gets shot while holding the G-Virus. That's definitely the guy who's been chasing us and getting uglier by the second. Gear up and head into the most obvious boss arena I've ever seen, grabbing the G-Virus and getting ready to blast whatever shows up.
He's mine!
So you made this monster.
We made the G-Virus, but we never intended
You can
this
spin it any way you want. You're still responsible. What the hell? Oh, shit. What are you doing?
We can't let him get away!
With G3 down, head back up where Annette reveals Ada isn't FBI. She's a mercenary trying to steal the G-Virus and sell it to the highest bidder.
Why couldn't you just hand over the sample?
Because I realized, as much as I wanted to trust you, I didn't. Ada!
Take care of yourself, Leon.
No!
Rest in peaches. We've got 10 minutes to escape, so take time to talk to Claire, who we haven't seen since the fence outside earlier. It's go time.
It's a fucking joke?
We'll call it even.
Experience the most jarring ending ever?
Leon?
Hey. We made it.
Just like I said we would.
And reach the final screen clocking in just under 5.5 hours and earning multiple achievements. We unlock the B scenarios, which is where we play the same campaign from the other person's perspective. We just completed Leon's A playthrough, so now we're going to move on to Claire's A, focusing on completing almost every challenging achievement at the same time. So, what do I mean by that? Well, we're shooting for 3 main targets. No healing, no item box, and taking less than 14,000 steps. No healing is pretty self-explanatory. I can't use herbs or first aid spray to heal up. At the time, I wasn't sure if blue herbs to cure poison counted towards healing or not, so I just opted against using them. No item box means that we have to get the medallions, solve the chess puzzle, and hold all our weapons all without ever dumping our inventory. Doing this on the second run is honestly kind of crazy, but I essentially just told myself nah, I'd win, and I'm going for it. The last challenge is to finish the entire run in 14,000 steps or less, which means we can't afford to waste much time and have to be on point with our movements. Claire starts the same way as Leon, except she rides this sweet-ass motorcycle. Apart from the voice lines, the beginning plays out the same way that Leon's did.
Hello?
Stay back, babe. I got this.
Whoa, don't shoot!
Get down!
Send reinforcements! East hallway!
Open this goddamn door!
Marvin Branner.
Marvin tells us that Chris is on vacation, which is still not true, and we begin the marathon. We will have to make a few stops to pick up any documents that are unique to Claire's run, and destroy a few more Mr. Raccoon statues. Luckily, we know all the codes to the padlocks around the station, and they haven't changed in this alternate timeline. Unfortunately, finding ammo for weapons I don't have yet would just fill my inventory with junk, so I have to leave them behind for now. A good example of me having to think on the fly is picking up the red book for the art room. What you can't see is me at my keyboard looking like this. Marvin tells us Leon's outside, and we grab the unicorn medallion and slot it in. We unlock the red gemstone but leave it behind because we don't really have room for it right now. I do take the weapons keycard to get Claire's equivalent to Leon's shotgun. Speaking of Leon, give him some fence smooches, then make our first error of the run. With only one inventory slot, I grab the fuse for the next door and run out to slot it in. What I should have done is immediately run back and grab the valve handle for the showers upstairs, but instead I continued into the west office to unlock the grenade launcher. Continue onwards, still not realizing the mistake, finishing off the bolt cutters and grabbing the detonator, before finally realizing I'm missing something. The tricky thing with Resident Evil games is that the first run is hard, the second run is medium, and every run from then on is cake. This is me trying to operate with 3+ runs of knowledge on the second run. I don't want to have to deal with lickers while I can't heal, so use the grenade launcher ammo we have to take down this one and grab the battery. Blow that sucker and get the final medallion, trying to sneak past the licker here. Well, we're stuck at medium health for the entire game now. Time for G1, only something's different this time.
Hello? 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 Hey. It's okay. I won't hurt you, I promise.
You need help.
Why?
He's right behind you.
What?
My main focus in this fight is not running away unnecessarily. Running around will crank up my steps taken, so trying to plant my feet as much as I can to get off shots is crucial. Now that that's taken care of, meet Sherry, a child looking for her mom. She puts a sum total of 5% effort into helping Claire, and then gets kidnapped instantaneous style. Sherry leaves behind her pendant, which I'm mentioning for no reason, and not because it will become plot relevant later. Now, when Leon came to the kennel, he was met with dogs. What do we get? This just is not fair. Here's where I make my second error. In the trunk of this car for Leon was an upgrade for his pistol. In here for Claire is a second pistol. I have a revolver that's good enough and will eventually be able to shoot magnum rounds, so I don't really have need for a second pistol, but in picking it up, I have officially lost an inventory slot for the rest of the game. That's already bad enough, but I compound this error by upgrading my grenade launcher to be 2 slots wide, meaning I just effectively wiped out an entire hip pouch's worth of inventory. Make it back up into an area of the station Leon never saw, and get the heart key, Claire's alternative to the clover key. Douse the helicopter, but before summoning Mr. X, grab the cog and use the heart key to open up a new door, discarding some window boards to pick up the first power panel piece, and shoot a new Mr. Raccoon statue. Head to the basement to grab the box with the stars badge, only we don't have room for it. Finally summon Mr. X, heading through the west office to grab the lever, and then get to shoving. Solve the clock puzzle, grabbing the last power panel part, and get the parking garage card in the chief's office.
Good to see you again, Claire. We've got unfinished business.
Don't worry, Sherry. It'll be all over soon.
Now starts an achievement hunt. We have to escape the initial room within 60 seconds. This puzzle gives me the business on the first go around, but I reload an earlier save until I smoke the challenge, earning us another achievement. Use our tiny legs to sprint through this as best as we can, but we still can't waste steps because Sherry counts towards our total. Find a note written by someone who isn't hooked on phonics, and remind this guy of what living in the 70s was like. Play Ring Around the Central Furniture, yoinking his keys and going Usain Bolt mode out of there. The front door is chained shut, a fact that I request you to remember, and Dr. Birkin does his paternal duties and saves Sherry. We cut back to Claire, heading out through the parking garage, and I start hearing boss music for some reason.
You again?
Unlike our last female protagonist, we fire at dogs on sight, blasting another Mr. Raccoon and making it to the orphanage. Here's our first step check-in, putting me at 6,784 steps. At this point in my recording, I am just under halfway through, so we're on track, but truly just barely. Approach the front door with no chain on it, meaning someone took the chain off in the 10 seconds since Sherry tried to open it. Chief Irons does his best recreation of the opening scene of Alien, and we find Sherry hiding downstairs. Unfortunately, Mr. X is here. Well, he was.
Daddy? What'd you say?
Dr. Birkin decides it's bring your father to the elevator day, and we wake up to Annette standing over us. Reach the chess puzzle section and find Sherry somehow made it to the same place Ada went to earlier, despite all the crazy ninja moves Ada had to do to get there. Sherry gets hit with every child's 3 p.m. sugar crash and decides to lay down in the garbage, and we grab a reinforced barrel for our revolver, now allowing us to shoot magnum bullets. I currently have 4 inventory slots available, 3 of which need to be occupied by chess pieces before I'm done. So what do? I grab this key off the wall. Great move by me. I get poisoned in the hallway to hell, which causes you to stop and cough every couple steps, and it literally never goes away. I didn't want to use a blue herb in case it voided the achievement, but I progressed all the way up to the G2 fight before I died and decided I had to do the whole thing over again. Grab the key again, but actually use it this time. Then use the T-bar to dump them from our inventory. I didn't have a chance earlier to get the weapon from the STARS office, but I've been stockpiling SMG ammo this whole time, so I used some of my very precious steps to go all the way back there. Our steps are ballooning out of control at this point, but I decide that going for the steps on a later run is better than not being able to finish a no item box, no heal run. Finish off the final use of the diamond key to drop it from our inventory, and solve the last portable save. Use the badge to unlock the SMG, and find a note from Chris, which Claire says,
This does not sound like Chris.
Open the locker to get additional storage and some more flame rounds, which we will be needing quite soon. With our steps absolutely obliterated, let's redo everything we did before, this time focusing on one main thing, not getting poisoned. I can't justify losing 2 more slots to another weapon, so we leave the spark shot behind and plug in all the puzzle pieces. Let's get ready to legally distinctively engage in combat!
Have I got a surprise for you?
Annette decides Sherry's toast, so we take it upon ourselves to go mom mode and take Sherry to Nest to find the cure for the G virus. 11,365 steps. If we can synthesize the herbicide, kill G3, and do the entire running escape sequence in under 2,700 steps, we might have a chance. Grab the bracelet in the nap room, heading into the area with the plants. We don't have a fancy flamethrower this time, so anytime we want to permanently end one of these things, we have to waste a flame round to do so. Pop quiz. Do you remember the codes for the locked doors? You don't? You're telling me Bucktooth pause button double guns Bucktooth isn't lodged in your memory forever? Mix the solution and head down to get the signal modulator. Turn on the power and freeze the solution, dispensing it and grabbing the upgraded wristband. We can't afford the steps to finish off the signal modulator's use, so we're stuck with it in our inventory for the rest of the run. The antivirus is locked in a vault, which can luckily be unlocked with the pendant we still have. Annette gets crunched harder than a peanut in Texas Roadhouse, and Claire has a way more badass entrance to the G3 fight than Leon did.
You don't know what you're up against.
I have a pretty damn good idea. This ends now.
Once he's down, step onto the elevator to leave and check our steps. 13,215. We have to get back to Sherry, do the entire escape sequence, and beat the final boss in 785 steps.
She's free of the G-virus. Did you hear that? Take my daughter to safety.
Minutes until detonation.
Of course. Stupid thing's locked. Shit. Sherry, what are you...
I think I can open it from the other side.
Damn it, your timing sucks. Sherry, you hanging in there? Atta girl. Think we're almost out of here. Worth a try.
What are you doing?
I gotta get this train moving. I need you to stay right here, okay?
Okay. I promise I'm loyal.
Good.
Be careful.
Always.
8 minutes until detonation.
By beating the game without healing, without opening the item box, and with less than 14,000 steps all in one playthrough, our first run as Claire has been completed. Playthroughs 3 and 4 I won't go into too much detail about, as I just did the speedruns for each character's A playthrough now that I had a solid handle on the progression. In order to get S rank, you have to beat the game in less than 3 hours and 30 minutes. Leon's was incredibly standard, so just watch the first run at 2x speed to get the gist, but by completing Leon's speedrun, I get something very juicy for all future runs. The unlimited ammo pistol. Before starting Claire's speedrun, I loaded up a B playthrough and grabbed the final Mr. Raccoon, earning us the achievement and another item that will greatly help us in all future runs: an unlimited durability combat knife. With those items now being in my possession, I had a new goal. Combine Claire's speedrun and her hardcore run into one single run. I haven't mentioned hardcore yet, so let me allow this to do the talking for me. Yeah. Saves are also locked now, needing ink ribbons like we did back in Spencer's mansion. Here's the main issue. Hardcore reduces the speedrun requirement, locking S rank to 2 hours and 30 minutes. We have to sprint through this game on a harder difficulty in 2/3 of the time. Let's go for it.
Oh no.
With the final time clocking in at not even close,
locking S rank to 2 hours and 30 minutes.
We have officially completed every A playthrough we needed to. For completing Claire's speedrun on hardcore, we unlocked the infinite ammo SMG, which makes Leon's B playthrough on hardcore a breeze. I decide I need a new outfit, and I know how many people are going to ask that I play the original RE2, so I decide to go for a little sneak peek at the upcoming video. The B playthroughs start off differently. You take control of the character once you meet up at the police station's fence, and have to navigate the station in a way more roundabout way. Puzzle solutions are different, and the places you find certain things change, but once you have all the medallions in place, it's essentially the same game again. It's honestly kinda disappointing that there isn't more of a difference. As I mentioned at the beginning, I'm planning to play all 3 original games in a separate video, and I'm interested to see how the original RE2 stacks up to this one. The main difference in the B playthroughs is the ending, which doesn't have that really jarring cutoff that the A playthroughs do, and instead you have the true final boss, a scripted fight sequence with the Blob.
Want more bullets? Be my guest.
Claire, Leon, and Sherry all escape Raccoon City together, which is good because, as we see in the next game, it won't be there long. Do one final playthrough just to pick up the final few documents locked on Claire's B-side, one of which being a note from Leon at the very end of the game. Once you've collected all the documents, we unlock the final main game achievement, and all we have left before us is DLC. Our first task in the DLC is to escape from the sewers all the way out to the main road as Hunk, a soldier everyone refers to as the Grim Reaper. We have a limited amount of ammo and healing items, and every inch of the map is infested. The only thing we have to do is escape. I fought my way tooth and nail all the way down to the final hallway, only to be taken down at the very end due to running out of defensive items. I had full health and the shield from red and blue herbs, and it doesn't matter because the plants one-shot you. This mode really highlights the flaws in being able to be chain grabbed and having invincible zombies. Do another run, successfully escaping to earn that achievement and head into the Ghost Survivors DLC. This is 3, actually 4, different sections of game that tell an alternative narrative to the main story, basically what-ifs from the RE2 universe. You'd never guess, but in each section there are more Mr. Raccoons, so collecting them all is our main priority. The first one is about Kendo, the gun shop owner who has to, you'll never believe this, escape from the sewers. What a unique and novel concept. There are a few notable things to point out. There's a new type of zombie which has glowing eyes and explodes into gas when killed. There's also zombies with backpacks that drop items, and machines that dispense one item before breaking down. Once you've shot all the Mr. Raccoons for the first scenario and successfully escaped, we'll start the second story. This one is from the perspective of the girl who was dead on Chief Irons' operating table. Our new enemy here is Pale Heads, which can regenerate any damage dealt to them unless it's an incredibly high damage threshold, aka it has to not be from a pistol. Collect the Mr. Raccoons on this mode and escape, reaching the third scenario. This one is so similar to the Hunk one that I'm flabbergasted it wasn't just rolled into the same scenario. We play a soldier escaping with the G-Virus, and the main difference is armored zombies that are totally bulletproof. Navigate this scenario shooting all the raccoons, and deliver the G-Virus to Ada to unlock the final scenario. This one was my favorite because it was basically Call of Duty Zombies, localized entirely within this gas station. Zombies break in from different doors, and they can be any type of zombie from any of the previous scenarios. There's only one Mr. Raccoon behind a door here, unlocking that achievement, making beating this mode the last thing we need to do. With every document read, speedrun ran, hardcore defeated, and all the DLC completed, we have officially beaten Resident Evil 2. Thank you all for watching. Shout out Dixby, Alex, and Jude on the Patreon for making videos like this possible. If you'd like to join the Discord or the Patreon, links are in the description. I'll see you in the next one.